unraveling the mysteries of the Summer Wells case with shocking new developments. Why won't the Wells speak this time around?
Brandon Shurtleff was released from jail after serving time on an unrelated event. All right, murder charges were filed in October 2025, a couple months ago in Fayette County. Prosecutors announced charges against Stacy Wandra, Michael's former neighbor, 4 years after he went missing in July 2021. Court documents reveal the claims that several residents of the Wandra household may have been involved in Michael's disappearance. And there's leaked footage of January 2025 body cam video surfaced showing a police on a FaceTime video call with a man once considered a suspect discussing where Michael's body might be buried in a Fruitland backyard. All right, please clarify they were not responsible for that. And there's a whole bunch of other crazy mess going on in the case that I have not updated myself on in the last month since I put the show together. So I corrected my mistake. If anybody feels like I didn't, be respectful. No. All right, let's do this. So I got the I told you about the 911 call. I'm going to play that real quick, and then we're going to get into how bad things are in this case with Mr. Deception Detective. Hold on. Right. I hope Deception Detective decides to roll on by because I love his coverage and just the way he thinks about these cases. So let's take that out. How y'all doing today? Yes, prayers for Brandy Vaughn. That poor lady, man. I am just rooting for her like no other. I just feel so terrible for the things that she's gone through. And it's heartbreaking, guys. All right, so this is the 911 call. Summer Wells is already missing, June 15th, 2021. And this was the 911 that we just talked about a second ago. All right, so let's keep going. Good to see you. Rose, how you doing? Anonymous, how you doing? Prayers for Brandy. 911 call for which case? So we're covering Summer Wells. Okay. Summer Wells, new evidence sparks theories and ideas in the case, clues, and now we go inside the Wells home. All right. I'm not covering Michael Monkey Vaughn. I was just making conversation with the crime crew as I was setting up my channel. So, all right, we're going to go. We prayers for Michael Monkey Vaughn and family and Brandy and everybody. We are going to get into that on another day. But right now we're covering Summer Moon, Utah Wells. She needs justice. We haven't found her. There was a 911 call, several 911 calls that came out. This is a 911 call that was released about the domestic violence. This is not the dispatch call from 911, which I was told that one person called, another person piggybacked. This is from the clip we just saw where there was domestic violence from Dawn and Candace. All right. All right. Yes, I was updating you while I was getting ready versus just sitting there and being quiet while you listen to me do nothing. So maybe next time I'll just say nothing. All right. I know some about Summer's case from TUR and the lab. All right. Let's listen to this and then we're going to get into everything else. I really wanted you guys to hear the dysfunction in the family. There's a bunch of RSOs. It's just so much. And if you don't know the backstory, you can probably dig for hours trying to figure it out. All right. What is this? Okay, this is a 911 call made from a different channel. We also showed Dawn clearing up the public with Candace as she withdrew her complaint. All right. All right. Ooh, that's loud. Yep. All right, and it's kind of hard to hear, but if you can't see it, the words are on there for a reason. Candace is on the phone with 911, and this is related to the last clip I showed you. And she withdrew the domestic violence. She's saying he's hurting my daughter on a 911 call. which I believe is what happened to Summer. I do believe Dawn probably abused her in many ways. Summer, that is. Yes. You don't understand. Mommy, you could hear the child in the background, okay? He's hurting my daughter, Candace 911. Mommy, this call is creepy, but it gives you a huge insight into the abuse that I believe is in that family. Yeah.
This road here in Hawkins County was where Summer Wells was last seen 1 week ago. It's also where her father, Donald Wells, was arrested back in October over a domestic assault incident. That incident led to her mother filing an order of protection against him the following day. Tonight, Summer's father tells us that he and his wife have put that incident behind them, and all they want is for their daughter to come home safe.
That's all we can hope for is for God to produce a miracle for all the Christian folks around here, because there's so many people praying.
Authorities say Summer Wells' parents have cooperated during the investigation, but according to Hawkins County court documents, this is not the first time officers were dispatched to the home on Ben Hill Road. They were there on October 14th for a domestic assault. Summer's mom, Candace Bly, told officers Donald Wells came home drunk and saw someone else in the house.
And guess what, guys? I'm sure that happened often. We're going to also go inside of the house after we get to some of the juicy deception detective stuff so that you guys can see the disgustingness. No child should have lived there. I absolutely believe Summer Wells was abused sexually on a regular basis. All right. If not by her father solely, by other people that probably had drug ties with them, and a lot of parents do that, especially ones that are dealing with drugs and meth, and those people that are all RSOs. That happens. So Summer Wells is actually, it sucks that she's not with us, but I think that she had a terrible life. She looked abused. She just looked underdeveloped and abused. I didn't particularly enjoy being pregnant. Imagine all the kids only not to care for them. Like, why? And that happens every day. What's up, Lil Red? Good to see you, my friend.
And believed that Bly was cheating on him.
I was in Utah, so she was thinking one thing and I was thinking another, but once we got to talk and figure things out, we smoothed it all out. I mean, it's just we weren't on the same page, a lack of communication.
The following day, Bly filed an order of protection against Wells. In the order, she says Wells drinks and throws things and that he was mentally and physically abusive. She said, quote, "I am afraid for my children and myself."
Because we were fighting, of course.
So you guys think now, you don't think that something didn't happen in that household and they stuck together? That's what I think. I think something absolutely, but that's what we're going to talk about after this. I just had to give you guys a quick, look at these people. If you don't know anything about this case or you forgot.
People are going to tell the police whatever to get their way. We worked it out. She's apologized to me.
4 days later, Bly asked for the charges to be dismissed.
Great.
Wells pleaded guilty to possession of a handgun while under the influence and turned the weapon over to the sheriff's office. The domestic assault charges and unlawful possession of a handgun were dismissed.
She went to the district attorneys. She even talked to the judge and told him that she made a serious mistake. And, and that's the end of it. She didn't get hurt, and I never hurt nobody.
After a full
All right, and we realize, I think all of us have the wool pulled off from our eyes, right? We're not thinking that what he's saying is correct. She probably backed out of the domestic violence because she didn't want to have to deal with going to court and then having to be, be sober long enough to even do that. So I think the same thing happened. I think they're together at this point at a convenience. That's what I think. I hear all kinds of crazy stuff about them swapping partners, both of them, literally, and it's gross. All right, so let's get into this. This one just came out 4 days ago, and I've been patiently waiting for Deception Detective. They finally gave up, is what he calls it. Hold on. My internet is so slow, guys. I don't know why, but thank you for your patience. All right, let's see if we can get this to roll. I even downloaded it. You guys still with me here? Oh my goodness, it's not working, guys. Fastest, it says it won't share screens. Okay, here we go.
Miles from the Wells family home on Ben Hill Road, where Summer was reported missing. And last week, law enforcement conducted a search on this road in the 3500 block. We did reach out to Don and Candace after the TBI confirmed a recent search in their daughter's case. They said they do not want to be in.
All right, so we're up to speed now. This is the newest search and lots of new theories, assumptions, accusations in the Summer Wells case. All right, so that's what we're covering today. Summer Wells, new evidence sparked theories inside the Wells home, which we're going to look into. Minor says, that's okay, Jay. You can just talk to us and entertain us. Boop. As long as I entertain you without giving false information, right? Yes. And then that's why I wanted to do this, because every time I come on here and cover this, people tell me about the CPS and the children that got out of custody. And did you see the house? So I'm trying to put the most pertinent information in here today. I got you to laugh though, right? Boop. All right. New lead in the Summer Wells case update. Sparks a lot of people talking now, which is wild. All right. Mama Sage, thank you for being a member for 12 months. And then Foxy, thank you for the 420 membership. If you got one, say boop to the person that gave it to you. All right, let's keep going.
Interviewed as they are waiting to hear more from the TBI and, quote, otherwise, it is just more drama and stirred pain, so there was nothing to say, end quote.
I think Don and Candace Wells know what happened to their missing daughter, Summer. It's not just because of their odd reaction to this new lead. So in today's video, let's watch their most recent interview together and count all the red flags. I'm Deception Detective, an attorney trained in statement analysis. This channel exposes lies and manipulation. So if that's your thing, hit subscribe. For early access to new videos, over 60 exclusive videos, and other cool perks, consider becoming a channel member. Link in description. Whether you're brand new to this case or you've been following it with me since day one, you might not be up to speed with the latest developments about this brand new as his and Candace's.
Hold on. I don't know what's up with my internet, guys. I apologize.
Stopped by his office today and were told that he wasn't in. The TBI couldn't tell us what the tip about Summer was that led them here to Van Hill Road, or if anything came of it. In Hawkins County, Ansley Daniel, News Channel 11.
Those are the cliff notes, and as you can already see, the red flags are flying. We have parents of a missing child who don't seem enthusiastic about a potentially really good new lead. In fact, they don't seem hopeful about it at all.
And just so you all know, they're not talking now. They are saying they're not going to talk. They don't want to make a statement. I don't know why. No, if you go back, Cal, you'll see they have made arrest, but they don't have his Michael Vaughn's body yet. They think they know where it is, but I'll update you guys. I'll cover that next week so we can all get up to speed. You guys, this is why I wanted to cover this back to back with Sebastian, because these cases are similar in the way these parents react. All right, BB, good to see you.